Hi, I'm Aaron Brandolino from SOURJOE, and today we're making a sourdough starter from scratch. So starter is to sourdough what a SCOBY is to kombucha, what a mother of vinegar is to vinegar, and what bacterial cultures are to cheese and yogurt. Essentially, these are the mothers of what we want our end products to be. And since we want to make a loaf of bread out of flour and water, what's in this jar is just flour and water as well. It really is all that. You just mix those two things together, let it ferment, and you've got your own starter. However, there is a little bit of room for error, and it's good to know what's going on. So you want to give this guy a fighting chance so it can stand up for itself. Alright, let's talk equipment. Firstly, you'll need a jar with a lid to store your starter. I chose this cool jar because it has straight sides that make it easy to monitor the rise and fall of my starter. Second, you'll need another vessel with a lid for the first few steps of this process. It doubles as a discard jar, but we'll get to that after. Now you want something to stir with. This spatula scrapes the sides so well and is really easy to clean. A scoop for flour and scooping. Towels. This is more of a general sourdough good thing to have. I like to have a whole separate set just for sourdough because not only can it be a messy process, but I'm just generally a messy guy as well. And last but not least, a digital scale that measures in grams. This thing is so useful even beyond sourdough. I promise if you don't have one, get one. You'll thank me later. Here I have a 50-50 blend of whole wheat and bread flour. Think of it as a balanced diet for the culture you're creating. You could technically use any flour, but your best results will always come from unbleached and at least partially whole grain. Now the rule for water, if you can drink it, you can use it. However, if you're using tap water and don't want the chlorine, just fill up a jug like this, cover it with a towel, and leave it out overnight. The chlorine will evaporate. Day 1. This whole process takes roughly a week with 24-hour breaks in between, so you'll want to choose a part of your day that you consistently have free, like right before bed or right when you wake up. Today we're mixing 25 grams of room temperature water with 25 grams of our flour mix. Make sure it's mixed thoroughly and there are no dry spots, otherwise the flour won't be able to work its magic. And if your kitchen is anything like mine, the temperature and humidity fluctuate like crazy depending on the season. But we need a controlled environment to support this creature we're making. So we're going to want to find a Goldilocks zone, which is draft-free, away from sunlight, and keeps a constant temperature. This can be in your oven with the light turned on. Once you're done, throw a lid on it. I like to put a rubber band around the height of the mixture to monitor any activity. Then throw it in this Goldilocks zone for 24 hours. Day 2. Okay, first check if any activity happened. Likely not, but don't fret. Give it a sniff. This one smells a little like warm porridge, a little milky, but not really yeasty or sour yet. That's fine because we're just getting started. To this, add another 25 grams of water and stir. Dispersing your starter in water is always good practice because it helps with even distribution of microbes. While some yeast and bacteria in your starter come from the environment around you, most of them are already present in the wheat flour itself, along with enzymes that help break it down. And all of this is activated with water, which is why it's important to have no dry clumps. When you're done, throw a lid on it, adjust the band, and put it in the Goldilocks zone for another 24 hours. Day 3. So here I can see that there are many bubbles and it has risen a bit. All of these are good signs. Now you can check the smell. Whoa. It still smells like warm porridge, but a little bit alcoholic, a bit yeasty, but there's no real discernible sourness yet. These are all good things, and he does this for a while, so let's get to work. This time we're adding 50 grams of water and flour each because we're trying to keep a 1:1:1 ratio in here, at least for these first few steps. This ratio is a great way to get a lot of activity, but also propel it towards a proper sourness. The bacteria that make it sour are lowering the pH of the mixture, which make it inhospitable to microbes we don't want, helping preserve it. We'll have a video soon that dives a little deeper into the microbiology. Once it's thoroughly mixed, cap it, adjust the band, throw it in the Goldilocks zone for another 24 hours. Alright, on day 4, you may have noticed it has risen and maybe fallen, and it might start to smell right, like a little sour yeasty goop. You also may encounter this. This is called hooch. If you see this happening to your starter, do not throw it out. Do not fear the hooch. It's completely natural to the process. It is not harmful. If you do have some and it makes you uncomfortable, just pour the liquid on the top, down the drain, and continue with these steps. Today we're just mixing vigorously. We're just encouraging the same process and helping these little guys along. So all the microbes we want are anaerobic, which means they don't like exposure to air. This is where they thrive. Aerobic microbes, similar to a lot of molds, love being on top of the liquid surface and hate getting submerged. So, by regularly stirring our starter, we're taking away any chance for aerobic microbes gaining a foothold and turning them into food for our little buddies. Cap it, band it, Goldilocks, 24 hours. Day 5. Alright, now your starter should be showing good signs of activities and smell yeasty, sour, and a little funky. Now that there is relative harmony among the yeast and bacteria, we're going to give them a ton of food so they can multiply and get real strong. Now, grab that jar you wanted your starter to be in and add just 20 grams of this mixture. Don't throw the leftovers away just yet, keep it in the fridge as your discard. To this, we're adding 100 grams each of water and flour. This ratio of 1 to 5 to 5 pops up a lot when making sourdough. Look at him being so careful and thorough. He doesn't want to embarrass himself on camera. Yeah, clean your fingies. Now cap it, throw a band on it, and toss it in the Goldilocks zone. This time we're only waiting 12 hours. Day 6. You know what we do now? Remove all but 20 grams into the discard jar and do the same thing all over again. This is about consistency. We really want to make sure it's nice and strong. If it rises and falls consistently, you've got yourself a strong, healthy starter. Go ahead and name it. Mine is named Lucille, after Lucille Bluth. So you really want to just keep it in the fridge until you need it. When it gets low, just repeat this last step, but immediately put it in the fridge. The cold really slows the fermentation down to a point that is desirable for home bakers like us. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like and subscribe for more upcoming videos, and head on over to SOURJOE.com to see what we're all about. While you're there, sign up for our newsletter. It's got a lot of great info, updates, and special offers. You can follow us on any social media at SOURJOE Official. I hope to see you there. And in the meantime, I'm Aaron. Happy baking.